Hi guys, this is my Robin Williams tribute. Robin Williams, who sadly passed away on the 11th of August of this year. One of my favourite actors, without doubt. Um, just such a humble actor, such an actor with such great range, which perhaps no one really thought he had in him. Um, Even from his stand-up, I mean, his stand-up's great. Some of the best stand-up around. Really inventive. I'd rather watch Robin Williams' stand-up than Lee Evans. Lee Evans does all that prancing around, and he's fine. He can be funny, but rather watch Robin Williams' stand-up. He's usually got something to say as well, and yeah, I'll always remember Robin. I'll remember his voice is the first thing I remember about Robin Williams. Um, Obviously, playing the genie in Aladdin. I was never really a massive fan of animated films, even as a kid. I'm fussy about a lot of things, um, and even as a kid, I was quite fussy about some animated films. But you could, it was one of the most memorable things about Aladdin was Robin Williams' voice work for the genie. So that was probably what I first remembered him. Well, obviously, apart from seeing his face on Mork and Mindy, the 80s TV series. Um, but then, of course, there was Mrs. Doubtfire, just stunning comedy. Um, it was a mainstream, light-hearted, frothy comedy, but it elevated itself to sort of more endearing, heartwarming areas. I mean, the scene in the courtroom, if I remember rightly, was quite touching. He's pleading with the judge and at the same time kind of admitting defeat about what he's done. And of course it's just hilarious. You've got the cream pie in the face. As a disguise scene. You've got good waste of juice. When he throws the lime at Pierce Brosnan's character. So I mean, it's just fantastic. I remember watching it with my brother a lot. As a kid. Yeah, and having good times. So yeah, we'll always remember Mrs. Doubtfire, dear. My bad impression of Mrs. Doubtfire. Um, and of course, I remember in my late teens, I was about 17, 18, watching Good Will Hunting, and of course he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for that, which I think that was one of the first Oscars I ever stayed up and watched live. At like 2 in the morning. I had my pad out, which I still do now. With my predicted winners and losers. Good Will Hunting was just a genius piece of work. Again, right up there with my best films. Um, it it was where he first showed his dramatic range. Like it was a dramatic role for him. It was where he played the psychiatrist, trying to um, you know find out about why Matt Damon's character was why he was like he is, to try and form a bond with him, to bring about some chemistry. But they had a love hate relationship in that film right from the very start. I mean, Matt Damon's character had to be told off a lot. He had to take uh, a path with him that was quite strict and quite rigid, but at the same time never letting go of those more emotive beats that would then lead him down the avenue of righteousness, if you like. It's a bit of a trite word, but so yeah, that was amazing. I mean, that for me was his defining role really for me. Of course, he then go on to do things in the noughties or the 2000s. decade that were a bit creepier. He was the bad guy. He was the antagonist of the piece. In films like Insomnia and 1 Hour Photo. So he really did explore, and it makes me wonder that whether all this exploration and all this comedy, I mean, acting's a mask anyway, but maybe it was a cloak for his depression. I mean, it's sad to think that he had to go down those lines. He had to go down the avenue of suicide. Maybe it's just I haven't got the constitution for that, or other people with depression don't have the constitution for that. But we've all had depression in our lives, whether it's been clinical, whether it's been, just a sort of a general thing. But it's an invisible condition. People that go on about depression all the time, sometimes I wonder, sometimes I'm a bit cynical with it. I think true depression, really no one finds out about it until either it's too late or you do have the confidence to confide in someone that you trust, and get help. But yeah, they're my memories. They are my memories of Robin. Um, the differing degrees of beard he used to have is another memory, and he will be sorely missed. Under this link of this video, I will be putting my top 10 Robin Williams films with perhaps the trailer or a scene, a classic scene. There are 3 films from his back catalogue as well that I need to watch. One of them is The Night Listener, a 2006 piece thriller. One of them is The World's Greatest Dad, I think it's 2009, which had a few sniffy reviews when it first came out, but I do need to check it out. And the other one, very embarrassed and very ashamed to say this, being a film buff and a Robin Williams fan, but Dead Poets Society I've never seen, so I need to change that. That needs to be rebutted, is that the word? But yeah, we need to fix that. So I'm going to watch that this week. I believe Love Film are sending it to me. So here's to Robin Williams, and may we all watch his films in the future with great resonance and power. And here's to you. Rest in peace, my friend. Cheers.